cool. Lens tests. Gonna get this out of the way right now. Believe it or not, I do get questions about what lenses I use. So I'm just gonna get it all out of the way right now because these are going to appear in content that I put on my channel. So we're just gonna get all out of the way right now. We'll start with my newest addition that you've been seeing through. It's the Sigma 10-20 f4 to 5.6 DC lens. This is a lens built for crop sensors, meaning that it's a true 10 millimeters even though I have a crop sensor camera. It is hecka wide, very wide. I'm at a 45-degree angle to the front of the lens right now. I'm still in the shot. Crazy wide, great for vlogging. I'm utilizing it in my event coverage, highlight kind of stuff right now, and I personally like it. I do also like my 50. We will move on. This is my, you've seen this before. This is my 50 1.8 by Olympus. It's Soviet glass. This was a lens built for Olympus cameras in the late 60s, built in Japan. These lenses are vintage lenses, meaning that they were produced way back in the day, somehow preserved, and now they're sold for really cheap because, at least this lens, there's a lot of them floating around on eBay. You can find them anywhere from 30 to 50 bucks. And the value actually is going up since they were first discovered. I started seeing them on YouTube probably 4 or 5 years ago. It's a 1.8, so it's got a crazy shallow depth of field, great for portraits. I use this primarily in my Cinematography Majestic. Go check that out if you haven't. I'm gonna put this over here. This is the Sigma 35 to 70 millimeter f2.8. This is a lens that came out in the 80s. It's a slightly specific lens. I would only ever use this in like some really nice long-term projects, narrative films, things like that. I probably wouldn't take this out and vlog with it too much. So I have this. This is this is by a company called Sears, which is bought out by Sigma. This is a 135 millimeter f2.8. This is also a pretty specific lens. I am excited to use this for portraits, for photography. Like I said, all my lenses great at flattening out the image. I actually really like this lens, although it has its minor setbacks. And then this tank, this is the Tamron 70 to 210 f3.5. This lens came out in the 60s. I do use this lens, but I also bought it as a novelty because lenses back in the 60s had this really cool mechanism. You can see that this is how we focus the lens, by moving it like that. But in order to zoom it to get to that 210 or anything in between, you go like this, which is really freaking cool. And also, when it zoomed all the way out, it has the kind of old school way of showing, you can't quite see that all that well, but this is an old school way of showing focal lengths. You can't see that at all. I'm really mad right now. I don't know, I'll crop in, I'll do something so that you can see that. They used to measure focal length visually like that, which is also pretty stinking cool. So I am on the budget vintage lens setup. I love it. That's the final thing on my whiteboard, is to get this lens review kind of out of the way, and it is out of the way. So